Hi Potassium, happy Friday. I hope you guys had a wonderful week. Thank you for joining me again for story time. We're going to wrap up this week's story time with the fog, seeing as how we're learning all about weather this week. This story was written by Kyo Maclear and the pictures are by Kenard Pak. Let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to take the dust cover off here and let's get started. Far north on a wild sea was an island covered with ice. People came from around the world to visit this special place. Most of the birds living on the island paid little attention to these visitors. But there was one bird, a small yellow warbler, who did pay attention. Warble was a devoted human watcher. There was always a new human for him to watch. Nothing else Warble did made him happier. This is a beheaded bibliophilic female, a bald-headed glitzy male. But one spring day, something happened to interrupt his happiness. That day, a warm fog rolled in from the sea. All morning long it whisked and swirled, climbing hills and spilling into valleys. By lunchtime, the brightness of morning had faded to a silvery blue. By dinner time, the fog had turned everything ghostly. For days, Warble sat high in his tree and waited for a strong gust of wind to come lift the fog. He waited and waited. Being a handy warbler, he tried to chase it away. Look, he's using a fan. Some inventions here. But no matter what he did, the fog came back. Warble invited his neighbors over to discuss the situation. It's just a little fog. I wouldn't even call it a fog. Mist, maybe. Ether, perhaps. Fog? No. The fog has come. Sometimes these things happen. Let us be humble and accept it, he said. I like what it does to my feathers, the swan said. Only the ducks seem to care. The next morning, a new sign appeared. Welcome to Fogland. The renaming of the island had a curious effect. Many of the birds began to forget that there was ever a time before the fog, but Warble did not forget, and he had started to notice other changes too. He went to tell the others what he had seen, but they were too busy. Here's looking at you, kid, some birds said. And some other birds are looking at a plan on how to make their homes bright with lights. Even the ducks had moved on and didn't want to talk about it. The fog continued to spread. Warble still waited in his tree, hoping to spot a human, but there were no more sightings. So he put away his books and tried his best to ignore the fog, until even he began to wonder if things had ever been any different. But then one foggy morning, Warble spotted a colorful speck in the distance. Peering closely, he saw a dark-haired human ghosting through the meadow. It was a rare female species, and she was singing a song. He labeled her red-hooded, spectacled female, juvenile, which means kid. She looked a bit lost. And there they are looking at each other. Happy to see a human again, Warble offered her insects to eat. She liked them. The human in return offered Warble gifts and showed him how to fold intricate paper things. What is that called when they fold paper and to make it look into little animals? Origami, yeah. And there they stayed, eating insects and folding paper and speaking in every way except with words. Until Warble made a surprising discovery. I wonder what that was. Chirp, chirp. I'm listening. Chirp. Really? Chirp, chirp. The human also saw the fog. Warble asked the human if she thought there were others who saw the fog too. She was unsure. How could they find out? That's when she had an idea. She opened her backpack and set to work. The human made a paper boat and floated it out to sea. Do you see the fog? It says on the boat. They waited for a reply, but none arrived. So they launched more boats, and again they waited. Finally, they had an answer. One little boat. It was a note from a walrus in eastern Canada. Yes, I see the fog. Then another note came from a musk ox in Norway. And it says, yes, and we want to fix it. Another came from some cats in England. Yes, we see it. Are you a bird? Can we eat you? They asked. Silly cats. Notes arrived from around the world. Oh my goodness, look at all those notes. How cool is that? With each note, the fog began to lift a little, and the wind began to blow again until the world grew a little less ghostly, and it became easier to notice things. Big things, and tiny things, and shiny red things, and soft feathery things. And slowly, slowly, the beautiful island brightened, and Warble and the human found time to rest under the stars, which they could now see. The moon drifted in the sky, and they began to sing. They sang to each other and to the moon, and because they were happy to be together, sharing the clear night view. And that was the end of that story. That was a very nice story. I hope you guys liked it. And I hope you had a great week today with everything you've been doing so far. I've been very proud of you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend.